Yo, 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 what's going on, guys? Poppy here, Poppy's Profits. Go ahead, this is my first video. Go ahead, subscribe, like the video, do that algorithmic thing. What we're talking about here today is Shiba Inu, the big buzzword, Shiba Inu, and we're also going to be talking about Gamestop today. Both are somewhat related, but basically the down low on Shiba Inu, we'll just get right into it here. We've been downtrending here for a few days. By a few days, I mean about the past month. Peaked back in May, probably about a little over a month ago. So we've been downtrending for a while, and really what I see here with Shiba is this kind of just looks like the 2017 playing out really, really fast. And that's kind of been my thesis with these meme coins. I mean, we saw Dogecoin basically disrupt the status quo with cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin has been shown to be pretty inefficient with payments and, failing to meet a lot of the criteria that it was supposed to be to, fulfill its role as a new payment system or whatever its goal was. I don't really know. Now it's like a digital gold store of value, but, lost about 50%, so I don't know how that's a store of value. Nonetheless, it's pretty farcical. Obviously, Elon Musk was kind of making fun of it. That's kind of what the whole Dogecoin phenomenon was. Revelation that cryptocurrency is better use case is as a communal, whatever, memes and all that sort of thing. So that's kind of where Shiba Inu comes in. In my opinion, this is kind of the Ethereum boys decided that they wanted to have their own Dogecoin. They were kind of sick of the Doge whales having their way. They were just going to make their own. And this actually has some utility on having its own decentralized exchange, whatever. Really don't care too much about the fundamentals here. Just here for a big pump. We got, I don't know, Sanchu Inu, all this BS. I don't really know much about that. But basically, this kind of article came out when the Coinbase announcement came out, although they, in classic Wall Street fashion, they're on the stock exchange now, so the big boys are, in control or whatever of Coinbase. I don't know what's going on, but basically, there was some technical difficulties with the Shiba Inu price, which I tend to think that these technical difficulties really like to align themselves with technicals taking place on the chart. It's kind of a strange phenomenon I've noticed over the past year as the volatility's just been out of control in all the markets. But nonetheless, we see here over the past 3 days, it's been trending up over. This was when the announcement came out, and then we saw it retrace, of course, kind of lose the hype. I think this is a pretty solid double bottom here. We see the second daily close green. I would really not be surprised to see this pump, but also, I'm not a big fractal guy, but this does look very similar to the pump. Come down, one, two. I mean, it would come down a little lower, whatever. It's not exactly perfect, but nonetheless, it is kind of fractaling out the same way. And this coin is designed to pump. Okay, this coin is designed to pump. They put a 1 quadrillion supply. Of course, a lot of people don't like that. They said it's too much, but they did that on purpose because when you see these numbers, people can't even comprehend what this is. I don't even know what this is. Is this a 10%, 100%? It's just a 0.0000. I can't even count the zeros barely. Just being honest. So, that's what most people see. They just see it's super cheap and they'll buy it. And that's basically what I think the developers designed this coin for. And that's why I'm pretty bullish on cheap. Nonetheless, you see really big volume. Not a lot of selling volume, though, right? The price dropped pretty much mostly because Bitcoin fell, right? It probably could have even kept going. This actually looked pretty bullish and could have probably kept going if Bitcoin didn't crash right around here. So yeah, nonetheless, I think that we actually will see SHIB detach from the market, and you know, it already actually did pretty well in those dips when it just crashed over here, you know, on the 21st, right around the solstice. When it crashed, SHIB actually held up pretty well. You see, this is kind of when the process of double bottoming and stuff like that. Well, a lot of stuff made lower lows, unfortunately, for some alts and Bitcoin. But nonetheless, you know, I just wanted to go through some of these pieces here. We see, like, they're talking about India. This is 2 days ago. And with these altcoins, I think this is really a good opportunity for a lot of people in emerging markets who are more tech savvy and more virtual currency inclined to, you know, buy up these things and relative to their local currency and even the U.S. dollar, you know, they tend to appreciate. So I think it's good for people in the emerging places like India. You know, it's great for people there, and South America and Africa. It's great that they're able to get involved. I think this is yet another great opportunity, and let alone with Homeboy's, you know, Vitalik's investment or his donation to India. You know, that's also related too. So they know about it in India. It's a good opportunity for them to buy it. And then not to mention, you burn half that supply. So I forgot to mention that for those who may not know, you burn half the supply. So there's not a quadrillion anymore. There's only 500 trillion. Only 500 trillion. So, or around there, something around there, maybe a little more. Anyways, still barking for the Coinbase trading. Still not listed. I don't know what's going on. I think it'll be exactly a week. I think tomorrow, well, technically today, Thursday. I'm up late. But yeah, so we'll see what's going on with that. Hopefully they listen soon. That, honestly, I hate to say it, but I really think it's going to be, because of how bullish stuff has been, and there's been a lot of pumps coming from the news. So I think we could see a pump from the news, just from it being listed. Yeah, and then I think we could even see it on Robinhood, honestly. I really would not be surprised with how quickly it's just being thrown on all these exchanges. Really, you know, it goes on these exchanges, and they just dump it. You know, it's just for the early adopters to dump it on new people. So it kind of goes in gradual phases, right? It goes from the DEX to the, you know, your Binance and all these other ones, and then now it's on Coinbase. You know, for the lesser and lesser sophisticated investors, you know, I hate to say it, but you know, probably the bottom of the barrel here is Robinhood. I like Robinhood myself, but that's just the easiest access point for most people. And then we got to see here, you know, this is just more bullish. This is really why this stuff's pumping. You know, institutions are buying it because the memes and Gen Z is really, you know, potentially going to inherit some wealth. You know, so it is taking into consideration. But we want to make sure we don't end up like this guy. I think this guy is funny, but he's annoying for the way he's just a little bit arrogant and kind of screwed people over and encouraged people to not sell who probably should have sold, especially on a news event like Elon Musk going on SNL and then not only going on SNL and that being sell the news event, but he also clowned Dogecoin. So you probably should have sold it if you hadn't, but this motherfucker is just trying not to. This guy pisses me off though, because of that. Yeah, you know, whatever. His story has changed a lot. I've seen a bunch of stories change, and then we got this going on here. That's a funny number. And then, yeah, so we'll see what's going on with this guy. Hopefully, it's a psyop for the good, and the diamond hands prevail, and Dogecoin goes to $1 eventually. But for right now, he's the doo-doo head right now. I don't know what's going on with him. And we see, you know, it should say irrational business times. I almost thought it said irrational business times because this is ridiculous. Of course, I mean, I hope I don't wear the egg on my face. Maybe there is a $500 trillion waiting to pile into Shiba Inu coin. Frankly, that, you know, at this rate, it's not really much for there to be 500 trillion going to Shiba Inu. For the memes for Gen Z, that might be a fair market assessment for Gen Z's meme collection. But speaking of memes, we'll transition over here to GameStop. Or actually, let's just look at the sheep chart real quick. We'll wrap up sheep and look at the chart. But yeah, I was basically saying don't wait for $1. I'm really looking at a price. Like I said, I'm bad at looking at things, so I don't really know how to say it. But 0.0005. That was my Moon Boy, Pluto, Moon, Crazy Town shot. Like, that's Crazy Town right there. And so, that's really my point. But I would probably sell much before that. I'll probably sell too early, to be honest, like an idiot. But who cares? Anyways, you go here, wham bam, thank you, man, on this monthly. And I don't care about anything else. This monthly is bullish as hell. Okay, and it looks like right at this end of the month, they got Shiba Swap being announced. Shout out Ryoshi and the crew, all the developers for Sheeb. Badass, doing something great for the community, doing great for the world. Really cool. White paper is really cool. Check the wolf paper. A lot of cool stuff going on there. Sorry if that was loud. There's a bug flying in my face. Nonetheless, this looks like it's gonna pump. So I don't even need to show you anything else. You could look at the weekly, daily, whatever. This is gonna pump. I would buy a lot of Sheeb, and it looks like it has an inverse correlation to Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks like it's going down. Some alts like XRP and Doge looked like they were trending a little differently than Bitcoin and ETH. Bitcoin and ETH look kind of bearish. The others look like they were making some bottom recovery, which on the higher time frame chart, those look really good as well. Bitcoin and ETH fundamentally and technically is pretty ugly. I would not own any of those. I would just be in, the memes really. I mean, that's XRP is getting kind of thrown in there with all the memes. XRP isn't a meme, but it's, a banker's coin, so no one likes it. They treat it like a joke, just like a meme. So, yeah, it's going to be the rise of the memes, guys. Once again, GameStop is not a meme. If you followed Roaring Kitty, that guy is awesome. If you followed him, he would go. You would know that it's actually a complete value play, and it's always been a value play. The guy with the gun, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's always been a value play. Nonetheless, they just completed that at the market offering, which, if you read the report, to me it seemed like it was kind of like, who knows when it's gonna happen. Like, it kind of seemed like it will, when the time is right. But they said they're done with it, which apparently was that big dump. Which that didn't really take anyone by surprise. But we're just making a classic cup and handle here. They announced that the at-the-market offering is complete, the selling pressure is complete, the dilution is complete, and now they have $1.1 billion. Once again, a very nice number there. $1.1 billion in free capital, and I believe they're debt-free as well. So this just became an absolute value play on video games. They're the only video game, as Roaring Kitty has mentioned a lot of times, they're the only video game retailer pretty much in the world, at least in the United States, besides, a little small mom and pop. But yeah, really the only one to shake a stick at. And yeah, this looks super bullish as well. That's on the daily. Go back to the monthly real quick. Super bullish. Yeah, I mean, once again, there's a bit of selling pressure. That was, of course, like the big pump and dump. But ever since, the volume's been super low, meaning the naked shares or whatever, been pretty tough to shake those down hands out. Not a lot being traded, apparently. I don't know. Relatively speaking, I guess it's significant or whatever. Yeah, once again, super bullish on the monthly. Probably going to open out today with a 624, opening up in about 2.5 hours. Yeah, we'll probably see it pump today going into the weekend. I think these are both going to close out pretty bullish on these monthlies. It would be really great to see it close up here. That would be super bullish, but right here would be just fine as well. That would be fine to get the little month going on, a little resistance, bounce back, get a little whip down, boom, breakout. Maybe even the red. I don't know. That would be kind of annoying to have to wait another 6 days before we pump. But either way, these are both basically set in stone. Free money. You just have to be perceptive enough to see it. You got to sell that thing that you thought was so valuable, that diamond, that Neo stock, or whatever other stock that very very well could be great, but yeah, for some reason these are the ones pumping. I think we're ultimately going to see a lot of changes coming up. So for right now, these are probably going to be the highest ROI opportunities, and that's Poppy's Profits right there, guys. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you in the next video. Ta-ta.